All right, so we were demonstrating my poker face.
Hey everyone, welcome to Wednesday night OWCP Chats with...
Live from Las Vegas.
Wait, I didn't get there yet. I have to start all over again. Hello everyone. Welcome to Wednesday night live from Vegas with Chris and Gini.
Live from Las Vegas.
We're in Vegas because it's Chris's birthday present and my sister's as well. Hello Maureen. And we decided to just come out and have some fun. This is one of Chris's most favorite places.
It is my most favorite place.
Yes.
The only thing that's missing from here is a beach. Now, let's be clear. I don't need a bunch of birthday wishes, although I appreciate them. Today is not my birthday.
Yes.
Today's the day we're going to, that we came here for my birthday.
Yeah, his birthday was in January when I went to Texas and everybody knew. Anyways, tonight we're going to have two topics that we're going to be talking about. You have that serious face, and I'm just going to keep cracking up all night. We're going to talk about when to file a CA1 versus when to file a CA2. And then the second topic is, why file your injury with OWCP versus your health insurance. Everybody's been talking about this on the groups, and we're going to get started. Don't forget to like our page, send your friends over to our page, and follow. And don't forget to share. And if a lot of you have been calling me, I've been traveling since 7 a.m. this morning, and we're just trying to have fun, but I will return everyone's phone calls at least by Tuesday next week. So please just bear with me. I know some of them is important, and I will get back to them as our week goes. So let's get started. Poker face.
So the question is when to file a CA1 versus a CA2. To start, for anybody that doesn't know because you're new to this, a CA1 is a form you fill out when you get hurt at work for the federal government. A CA2 is as well. A CA1 you fill out when your injury happened in a single work shift. Common injuries that happen in a single work shift are, I bent over and lifted a box and felt a pop. I stepped down out of my LLV and twisted my knee. Or I was delivering the mail and I stepped in a hole and twisted an ankle, so on and so forth. It happened in a single incident, a single shift. A CA2 happens over 2 or more shifts. The most common type of condition over 2 or more shifts is carpal tunnel syndrome, at least the most common that we've seen. But pain that's, chronic pain in the lower back, the knee, the ankles, the shoulders, from repetitive movement over a long period of time. Those things would happen, you would report those using a CA2. And at the bottom of the forms, the bottom right corner, it says CA1 or CA2, and that's how you know. Yeah.
Sorry.
And so, the CA1 is for traumatic injury, the CA2 is for occupational disease, but really the CA2 is for anything that happens over 2 or more shifts. And so those are pretty self-explanatory, the difference between a 1 and a 2, but I do want to say this. Don't delay. I've been in and out. In fact, this is the 5th state that I've been in 3 days.
Yeah.
And I just took a lot of Visine because my eyes have been super red. I'll do sleeping on Sunday.
Yes, that's why I made it like this, just so he could sleep on Sunday.
Yeah. But I've been out teaching this in various places. And, what we're seeing is that a lot of people are just delaying. There's delays in reporting. But you don't want to do that because you start delaying and you start losing benefits. And so the rule of thumb is report now. So if you're hurt today, report it right now. If today you realize that you have a CA2 condition that happened over a period of time, report it now. Don't wait because you don't want to lose benefits. And I know it's painful to report to supervisors. We've done lots of training. We've done these videos geared towards supervisors. Those of them that watch it don't like it, and I'm probably not getting invited soon to the next supervisor's training because they won't like it. So, but it's painful to report to them, but that's who you have to report to. That's the deal. So you got to go to your supervisor now and report your injury. They may say, "Hey, I don't want to do that," and that's not your concern that they want to or don't want to. It's their obligation. The law says that they have to. It says they shall fill out page 1 and 2 and give you all the copies back. So leave with copies of everything, including the notice of receipt, which is part of the CA1 and 2.
Right.
So go report immediately to your supervisor. and fill these forms out and leave with complete copies of everything that was filled out. Don't stand up until it's complete, because you leave there and the supervisor now has like an alone room to fill this stuff out, and they can start writing things on the second page of the CA1 that can really kill your case. So you want to just sit there and make them do it in front of you.
Right.
So that's the difference between a CA1 and 2 and when you should report it. But almost a bigger issue is, should I use my health insurance? Well, should you? Okay. Well, if you like using the money out of your own pocket, raise your hand.
Or give us a sad face or a mad face.
Nobody wants to use your own money. And so when you use your health insurance, you have to start using copays, deductibles, whatever. And so definitely you don't want to do that, right? And so what you want to do is file it on OWCP. Well, that's pretty tricky because there's not enough doctors that do this. Most doctors don't. It's really hard to find doctors in almost every state. People just struggle finding these doctors that will accept OWCP claims. But when you have the option of OWCP versus health insurance, always avoid health insurance because you want all of your benefits. Another thing about health insurance is each benefit year you have a max, amount of benefits that you're able to use. And when that runs out, you're SOL. But with OWCP, you have lifetime benefits. They don't run out.
Right.
And so the key is getting your claim accepted, of course. And we know that that's hard. And we're working with you on that. But definitely you want to avoid using your health insurance. And doctors that don't understand OWCP are going to say, let me have your health insurance card and your copay is X dollars. Well, when they do that, that's your clue that they don't know OWCP. So what's going to happen next? They're going to write a narrative report that's going to be pretty crappy.
Right. And,
where they should be 5 pages long of great detail, it's going to be 5 sentences in one paragraph. And it's going to for sure get denied. Every year, in 2018 especially, 1 out of 13 federal employees had an accepted claim. And that means 12 out of 13 did not. And so, people that are going to your primary care doctor, you probably love that doctor. But that doctor doesn't have a clue what's going on. How do I know? Because 1 out of 12 people have an accepted claim.
Yep.
And same goes for ER doctors, urgent care, and even the VA doctors who are world class. If those doctors could get the job done, it would be more than 1 out of 12 people. 1 out of 13 have an accepted claim. So that's the proof. There's a lot of injuries, but few accepted claims compared to the number of injuries that are out there. But when you use your health insurance, you're taking a huge risk because you're giving away all of your benefits. You're never going to get paid back for mileage. You're not going to be paid back for time off. When you spend money out of your pocket, you're not going to be paid back. And you're not going to ever be eligible for a scheduled award because your claim was never accepted because you use your health insurance. So you want to try your very best to avoid it. Of course, if you're in a place where there's no doctors, your options are limited. And if you have to do it, you have to do it. But you understand that the second you elect health insurance and you avoid OWCP, you're electing to lose your benefits. And that's not what we're looking for you.
Yeah, a lot of you, I noticed on, like this week, for some odd reason, on your union Facebook pages, you guys have been telling and advising a lot of the people that have been getting their cases denied to go ahead and file an appeal. And I don't want to step over anyone's toes, but because we've been doing this so long, Chris always tells everybody to file a reconsideration because you have unlimited times to file a reconsideration. Don't just keep clicking appeal, and then in the long run you're just going to be waiting and waiting and waiting, and then it may not even be accepted.
So there's actually, when she says appeal, there are 5 different things you can choose. You can choose an ECAB, a review of the written record, an oral hearing, a request for reconsideration. Okay, 4 things. If there's a 5th one, it doesn't occur to me because I would never choose it. So if you just say, I'm going to appeal, and you don't request reconsideration, but you select the other things, what they're going to do is they're going to say, okay, great, let's reconsider all the information that we considered the first time when we denied you. What do you think they're going to do? Most people, as a general rule of thumb, when they make a decision, they're going to fight like hell to reinforce their good decision, right? Their good decision to deny you. And so what you need is better information, new information, more information, and then submit that and request reconsideration. You have 12 months from every denial to reconsider. That means as long as you can, supply something new, you can reconsider once every 12 months or within 12 months of every denial. And so too many people are giving up. They say, well, I'm denied, so
I'll use my health insurance.
yeah, that's the end of the road for me.
Yeah.
Or doctors will say, well, your claim was denied. I can't help you anymore. You have to use your health insurance. So it all kind of leads back to something that's bad for you, and ultimately, potentially leads to disability. And because you're not getting the help you need. And so you definitely want to avoid that, because disability, federal disability, by year 2, you're getting 40% of your income. And, you didn't get your job hoping you could be disabled. When somebody says, well, just appeal, well, what does that mean? Okay, if they already made their decision, they're not likely to overturn their own decision without new information. That's why we see people all the time who are driving from hours away to come see one of our doctors so they can get a report that's actually worth a darn, that will get the claim accepted. But when they get that report, they're able to do a request for reconsideration, have the new information considered, and the denial overturned so the claim is accepted.
Yeah, I mean, just try not to tell them to, I saw it, I think it was like Monday and Tuesday, everybody kept telling one person that had posted on the rural carrier site, appeal. I saw it like every other sentence was appeal, appeal, appeal.
And what does that mean?
Yeah.
Appeal's not even on that page. Your options does not include appeal. That's not an option. And so when anybody says appeal, you'd be a lot better help to those people if you had, a definition of what you mean by that. There is no appeal. That's not an option. So you want to select request for reconsideration and then fight like hell to get better information, because they denied you already. Don't put them in a position to re-review the stuff they already looked at to deny you with.
Right.
What good is that?
And then what was and then another thing too, because I told this to Chris, you guys, a lot of you are saying, oh, don't go with work comp because they deny you the very first time. That's not true. They don't deny you the very first time. There's a reason why they're denying you for the first time.
Well, no, they do deny you.
Not every single case, though.
It's not automatic.
Yeah.
You're not just going to automatically get a denial because you try to get a claim accepted. You get denials because doctors do a bad job. You get denials because supervisors give you a hard time. They write bad things on your second page. You get denials because of a number of reasons, but none of them is because the claims examiner is just out to get you.
Yeah, I mean, they're not. I mean, and I know I've posted a lot on your sites, and I keep saying it's the wording, it's the verbiage, and it is, because Chris, all the doctors that we have with federal injury centers and all the doctors that Chris has trained, he has to teach them. So you're not going to get denied. I know some of you, there's no other doctor, and then you have to go on the ACS website.
I want to stop and read this one.
Okay.
I want to read that question by Danielle.
Danielle says, what can be done if your OWCP rep and DOL are both having fax issues and DOL will not accept medical documents from you, only through your OWCP rep, and your case is pending? How do you go about resolving this issue?
Drive them to your local DOL office. And local may be far away, but a lot of the cities have a local DOL office. I mean, it's a federal agency. So you can do that. You can e-comp the paperwork yourself. Go to e-comp and upload the documentation yourself. One thing I would not do is I would not just wait there and hope something happens. Many of you have heard that hope is not a strategy. So you don't just wait and hope. You make it happen, push through. If you're at a red light that never turns green, what are you going to do? You're not going to wait there all night long. You're going to run the light and accept the consequence. But you can't just sit there. So never take no for an answer. I mean, just period, ever.
Yeah, look, we understand you're not getting paid. Some of you have been off maybe like last year. You're sitting at home. Your house is probably going to go down the drain. You're going to lose your home. You have kids. We get that. So when you're calling me and I'm telling you this is the only place and the only doctor to go and see, I know like there's 5 people from Louisiana that I've had to shift them into Birmingham and Montgomery. But you know what? Because we know that the doctor is going to get the case accepted, and then we'll send you back to your home state and you can get your therapy and everything else there. So those people in Louisiana, I know Chris was talking about it like 2 weeks ago. We're working on it. It doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
It doesn't. So
Anita Slaughter asked, what if you're hurt for a couple of years and you're on pretty much permanent limited duty? What do you have to do? Do you stay on limited duty or go on disability? Well, that's kind of a case by case, office by office, agency by agency. But if your agency will allow you on permanent limited duty, then you are, and good for you. Hopefully disability is not an option, but I hope that you'll work with your union to help push through that, so that if your disability is permanent and there's a job you can do on a limited basis, that you can keep that. But it really is case by case, and it's not the same answer for everybody. So if I gave you that answer, it wouldn't be the answer necessarily for the next person.
And you said, do you have to go to disability? Or are you just stuck doing?
Well, no. The answer is different for everyone. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Hopefully not, though, because disability is not a good deal.
Mr. Williams says, I've been filing CA7 since I've been out of work due to surgery for my injury. I contacted DOL because I wasn't receiving compensation, and they told me my adjuster never submitted the paperwork. I've called and emailed. He hasn't responded. Is there someone else I can talk to find out what's going on?
So in order to get paid on a CA7, you've got to fill out the first page, as you know. Obviously, you're doing this, Delvin, but you got to give the second page to your supervisor to fill out, and they have 5 days. The law is they have 5 days from when they have that to turn it in to DOL so you can get paid, and you should be submitting these every 2 weeks. I saw a claims examiner letter that said submit every 2 weeks. If someone is not turning it in, you also should have kept a copy. Any form that you turn into a supervisor, you should keep a copy of, right? And so once the supervisor fills it out, e-comp it yourself. Google OWCP e-comp. It's the first thing on Google. And go there and upload the document yourself and e-comp it, because, it's your money. And you're going to get denied if you don't have supporting documentation. So be sure you have a CA20, CA17 if it applies, copies of the documentation of when you were at the doctor's office, and submit all that stuff so that you have proof as to why you were off of work. If you turn in your CA7s without documentation, it's not fair, but they'll definitely deny you.
Yeah. Anita, my union people don't know their butt from a hole in the ground. Well, this is why we try to come out and do conventions and union meetings to get you guys educated and even get them educated. Chris goes to all these union meetings and the conventions, and even the presidents will tell him, hey, I didn't even know that. And
most of them are super grateful when I come in and teach. And like I was just in Kentucky, and Charlie there was spectacular. And that guy, I was telling Tom, like, Charlie's one of us. That guy knows stuff.
Yeah.
And he was just really grateful on the things that he hadn't heard before. And so a lot of them, nobody knows everything. Even I don't know everything. Wink. But, yeah.
I'm winking.
That made me laugh. But, I can't get into union bashing here because I appreciate them. But I understand it's frustrating. But we're out there trying to teach. I get that. And, not just postal employees, Christine, we help all federal employees. All of them, period. Everybody. If you work for the federal government, we help.
Yeah.
And you're all covered by OWCP if you're a federal employee.
So what Chris went over, I know a lot of you were hopping on like recently. He covered when to file a CA1 versus when to file a CA2, and why you should file OWCP versus your health insurance. A lot of you guys on your groups are, you tell your people, oh, screw OWCP, file with your health insurance, because I know it's a hassle.
Yeah, but that just screws you.
So
don't do it.
It does, because number one, as soon as you tell a doctor that you were injured on the job, they'll tell you, nope, I'm not going to see you, or they'll just get you a denied claim.
And Maureen made a really good point. A Form CA1 is the first line of defense. Let me explain why that's true. Because you can't be fired for filing a work injury.
Correct.
There's a whistleblower statute. You can go to OSHA and check it out, and you can file a whistleblower complaint. They can't take action against you for filing a work injury. That's against the law. So when you report and use a CA1 or a CA2, then it indicates that there's a work injury condition here and they can't take action against you, versus you call in sick a whole bunch of times because you're using your health insurance, you didn't report, and now you're, AWOL. So, or you run out of sick and annual leave and you keep not coming because you can't do your job. So the best way to protect yourself is to file a report.
Yeah, don't be scared. We've done a video in the past about supervisors. We'll do it again maybe next month or sometime, because there's a lot of new people that are on here. And, he gets a great response because there's rules, there's statutes, and there's laws that you guys could use. And if you guys notice that every once in a while I'll post like on Federal Injury Center's website, quick tips. So I put those on there so you guys could go ahead and pull those off and use them. And I know a lot of you ask me, where could I find it? So just go back on the page and find it.
And I usually wait till the very end when so many people have gotten off. So let me say it now. Go to Twitter. I don't care that you don't like Twitter. I don't care that you don't understand Twitter. Get on your phone, get the Twitter app from Google Play or from the App Store, and download it. Get an account. It's free. And go to the @ sign, Fed Injury Center, Fed Injury Center, and follow us at Fed Injury Center. It's not a waste of your time. I'm putting just quick little hits on there that are helpful to you, that can, in some cases, be the difference between a supervisor giving you a hard time or not. And so go to Twitter. I don't care that you don't want to follow anybody else. I don't either, okay? But follow me. And seriously, no kidding. Yeah. It's really helpful. Right now I've got 36 followers. I expect tomorrow to have 70.
Hey, Mr. Mozar, we can't wait to come next month. Is it April? Yeah, April 16th to your big meeting in Tampa. So, you're going to have the expert right here come and chat. So, and I will get you that information. Read that one. In the meantime, I want to tell them about some stuff with social media. Like Chris said, to get on Twitter, we have a Twitter account. We have an Instagram account, Federal Injury Centers. We have a YouTube account. We have a LinkedIn account. And then we have the 2 Facebook accounts. So we're like crushing social media. So if you miss something, our videos, we can't post it there. But you can come on Federal Injury Centers. I share it there. I share it on the group. But connect in all the ways, because there's so many of you that are on different social media sites. And we try to get all the information out so everyone can see it. Sorry.
Okay. There. So, Sally.
What gives?
Yeah, to your issue, Sally, do me a favor. What I want you to do is send us a private message, a Facebook message. I need to see the documentation. Let me see everything that you're talking about here and tell you how to fix it. A lot of times, they won't approve treatment because the diagnosis doesn't warrant the treatment. Example, let's say someone has a sprained knee, okay? And a sprain does not typically require surgery, right? But they want to do a knee replacement. A knee replacement will never be accepted, even though there's a accepted condition. It's the wrong diagnosis. It could be that, but it's hard for me to know, so just send me your information. I'll take a look at it and tell you what's wrong.
Danielle, we were just talking about when you said, is management obligated to accommodate a specific tour time your doctor specifically states you need to work for your only physical work limitations?
They're not obligated to accommodate it, but if they send you home and they say, well, your doctor says you can only work 4 hours, we don't have that, so go home, then you want to get that in writing, and then you want to start filling out CA7 forms and get paid, and use that as documentation for getting paid. So while you're not at work, you'll be paid, and the more OWCP pays you to be out of work, the more you'll have a case manager or claims examiner apply pressure to the agency to give you limited duty work.
Miss Landrum, aren't you seeing Dr. Toll? Because he could help you with this. I know you're one of the patients out there, but he could help her with that.
Of course.
Yeah. So your question that you asked, you may want to just reach out back to him and ask, but Chris, you could answer it.
Yeah, and no, I would go back to the doctor on that deal.
Yeah.
And Jerry, I saw that you're following me. Thank you for doing that.
Nightmare with the claim I had to make. There's a lot. Okay, so we hear this every single day that the supervisors don't want to sign. The best one I heard was, take the papers, go home and fill it out and just bring it back. Don't do that, because you don't know when you give it back to them if they're going to switch any of, change your answers, because it's happened. We've heard that.
Well, you can fill out your part, but when it's time for them to fill out their part, sit there with them. Don't let them have their private time when they fill out their forms.
Yeah, and then make sure you get a copy of everything. We tell you guys this all the time.
And that's the law. So when the supervisor says, I don't have to do that, the supervisor has to do it. And if you follow me on Twitter, you'd have the law.
And I posted the other day, the 2 laws. I posted it.
But not on Twitter. Don't look anywhere else. Look on Twitter.
Let's see. Anybody have any more questions? So again, we covered those of you that are just hopping on again. I just saw this a whole bunch of people. We covered when to file a CA1 versus when to file a CA2, and we covered why you should actually file your injury with OWCP instead of going through your health insurance.
Shirley, I want to answer this. I'm so glad she asked that. Shirley asked, if I drive to Birmingham and get approved, how hard is it to move to a closer doctor in Louisiana?
Oh, yeah.
It's as easy as finding that new doctor that will accept you, because our doctor will more than gladly write a letter releasing you from care where they'll have to let you change doctors. We would never block you from changing doctors.
Yeah.
If you can do that and we can get your claim accepted, we'll release you from care as soon as you can find a doctor that will accept you, and your claims examiner will allow that.
Yeah, I mean, we have 5. I think Birmingham is like 5 hours and Montgomery is 4 hours. So either one, whichever is convenient, you guys just let me know and I'll get you guys scheduled into one of those offices. And once we normally typically, what I've asked the doctors, maybe like a day or 2, because if he wants to send you out for some MRIs, we can get that done while you're there and take care of all of that, and maybe just throw in some therapy if you're going to need it.
Yeah.
And then, go back home, and don't forget to, get your mileage. Make sure you guys write down your mileage as well. There's MMI, please explain it.
Okay, MMI, please explain it. So MMI stands for Maximum Medical Improvement. It is when the medical doctor determines that you're as good as you're ever going to be, that all the treatments that could help you have been done already. There's nothing left. You're the best you can be. And when you're at MMI, you are then eligible for a impairment rating.
Yeah.
That's done by the 6th edition to permanent impairment, the AMA guide to permanent impairment 6th edition. It's got to be done by an MD, and then you will qualify based on that impairment rating for a schedule award if you are on the schedule award chart. If you have a spine condition and it's not radiating into your arms or legs, then you're not going to be eligible. But most other conditions are.
Yeah.
But MMI stands for Maximum Medical Improvement. It can only be done by a medical doctor.
Yeah, and you guys, if there is no doctor and you're, I don't want to use this word, but if you're that desperate and you really need to get your case accepted and want to come to one of our doctors, you can. The federal law is the same thing in every state, so nothing changes. You're welcome to go wherever you want, and we'll always send you back. I mean, like our Clearwater office, we have a handful of patients from Jacksonville. We've seen them. They've come for some therapy. They got their case accepted, and they went back to Jacksonville to get the remainder of their therapy. So it's okay. We get it. That you can't come 2-3 days a week from Jacksonville.
One thing that makes us kind of different than other practices, offices, doctors, whatever.
Yeah.
Is that, I mean, we are genuinely in it for you. You're number one. And so, if there's a closer office that can actually do the job, we encourage you to go to it.
Yeah.
I don't want you to drive 5 hours to come and see us, and then, that's not good for you. So we're always actually interested in you doing what's best for you. So if you can find someone else, we're going to be more than happy to facilitate you getting there.
Christy, you said, never got a case manager, never got proper forms because even the union rep was clueless. Ended up having to pay them $1,100 back because found out OWCP wasn't filed right. And then they denied all my therapy and would not let me do light duty as instructed by my doctor. Eek.
You ended up having to pay back $1,100 because you found out OWCP was not filed right. I'm going to need you to contact us individually, Christy, and tell me what you mean by that, and I'll have a really, really good solution for you.
Yeah. Also, I know you guys are calling. We're in Vegas. If you didn't know, we are live in Vegas at the New York.
They don't allow phones at the tables.
Yeah. And the reason we're here, it's Chris's birthday, and
It was my birthday.
It
This
was
is a
in
birthday
January, and my sister's birthday, and they're taking a little nap. We all flew in really, really, really early this morning. So if I don't get back to you immediately, by Tuesday next week, between Chris and I, we will get all your stuff answered. And I know the phone calls are coming in, and I know you guys are saying, I really need your help. Text me if you can. Just text me when I shoot you that one little quick message.
Or send us Facebook messages.
Yeah.
We both get it.
Yeah.
We both see the messages at the same time, and so one of us can answer it.
Yeah, you can directly message us on the Wednesday night OWCP chats page, and you can also message us through the Federal Injury Center's page. So make sure you guys do both, because sometimes Chris, during the week when he's back home in Texas, he does like some quick tips, maybe a little 10-minute video, and it's really, really, really educational. So you guys want to pay attention to that.
Can I file a CA1 if it hasn't been filed, or do I have to wait for... Okay, so Autumn, if I understand it right, when do you file a CA1? Right away, no matter what. If you were hurt, file your injury, report it right away, file it right away. You don't need paperwork, anything. You don't need medical documentation. You need to sit down and fill out page 1, have your supervisor fill out page 2, get a copy of the receipt and a copy of page 1 and 2, and have the supervisor send everything off to DOL within 10 days.
Marcine, let's see. What about spine injury that's radiating into my arms and legs? Accepted claim, 2 MRIs.
So here's the deal.
Let
me start with this. I'm not a doctor, neither is she. And so we can't give medical advice. And so I can't guarantee that your condition will have an impairment rating or a schedule award. What I can tell you is typically when spinal issues radiate into the arms and legs, there's an award for that. But you need to see a medical doctor to confirm that.
Right. Sue, Chris has been in, 4 states over the weekend. He went to Birmingham, Atlanta, and Kentucky, all within, I just scheduled him and he had to go.
And I had to go back to Texas before I came here to Vegas.
And I know that you've been calling me, and the reason why I want you to talk to Chris, because I know your stuff is a little difficult, and he's the one that's gonna...
And I'm happy to help you, Sue.
Yeah.
I've been happy to help you from day one, so I'm once I get back, I'll be able to sit down and we'll get this done.
Back injury.
Okay, Paul. So you had a back injury 2 years ago and you were fine. You went back to work, but you had a dog attack. That happened in a single incident. And your back went out as well as your knee. And claimed a new claim advice. That's exactly what I would do, because you had a new incident. Even if it re-injured an old thing, it's not a recurrence. It's a new occurrence. So I'm glad you filled out a CA1. I hope you filled out a CA1, but it sure as heck looks like one. And now your doctor just has to do causation, write a great narrative, get that claim accepted so you can get all of that treated again.
Yeah.
Freaking dogs.
Yeah, we've heard a lot of dog bites.
I don't know why people don't just put their dogs away.
Yeah. Just send.
It should be a law. You know, all the laws people are trying to pass, hey, let's pass laws where your dogs can't get out and bite people. Did you know that also, Paul, that could be a third party incident? There's a question on the CA1, is this related to a third party? So somebody probably owns that dog. If you know who owns the dog, you could you could sue the owner of the dog. And, there's a law where Department of Labor says they want you to pursue the third party. And if you do, and if your settlement is in your favor, you get 20% of the settlement minus expenses. So if you have any questions about that, I recommend that you talk to Eric Blowers. But, people need to stop letting their dogs out and, biting the letter carriers. I was going to say a bad word. It's ridiculous. It's bull something.
Bull something. And you'll see when you guys ask for a federal attorney, I put Eric Blowers on there. Number one, he's going to be the most sincere, honest, and the cheapest, and he works off a contingency, so you won't have to dump money out of your pocket. He will do like a 10-minute consultation over the phone for you, so when you guys need an attorney, just shoot me a message and I'll send you Eric's number.
Yeah, and Paul's, he's on it. Paul, again, it's a medical issue, so you and your doctor we'll need to discuss it as to whether or not, what your injury is. But it just sounds like, by the nature of how it happened, that it's a new injury. Like I don't want to talk about me too much, but I've blown out both of my ACLs playing sports. They've both been repaired. If I step out of my car tomorrow and blow out an ACL again, it's not a re-injury of the old sports injury. It's a brand new injury, right? Like it's new. So yours likely healed and got better, and now it's not better again because you had a new injury. Yeah. That's why I think it's a brand new CA1. But you and your doctor should talk about that, but probably your doctor will come to the same conclusion.
Oh, yes, we are, Mr. Taylor, and I did get your text message, so we have an agenda. Chris is going to be speaking at another agency, which is going to be Chris's first one with DECA, and we're really excited to come out. We're going to be in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina for this, so we're really excited about that. On
this one, Anita has a good one. What if it was a hit and run? How do they handle that in regards to the solicitor office? So a hit and run meaning you didn't get any insurance to sue the third party, and if there's nobody to sue, there's nobody to sue. In some places you have uninsured motorist coverage, so maybe you can go after your own insurance, but most people don't want to do that.
You see what this Miss Valerie said, Tinsley? Wow.
You guys talk amongst yourself. Let me read this.
Yeah, we're after this we're gonna probably go find a poker room for Chris to play poker, and yeah.
So, Valerie, here's what I want you to do. I'm going to read this out loud. I want everybody to hear it. I'm currently out due to a knee surgery. While casing, my knee locked up and would not bend. My postmaster told me that she won't accept a report and I'm not going to get approved. Prior to this, I had meniscus repair surgery a year ago.
Wow.
542.33, go to about.usps.com and search this. In fact, you can just go to Google, and I want you to search. Put this in the search. 542.33, penalty for failure to process claim.
There you go.
Rewind this if you need to write that, to get that. Penalty for failure to process a claim.
She resides in Texas.
Anybody responsible for processing a claim who prevents that claim from being processed can be penalized up to $500 or a year in prison or both. What do you think that means? So somebody should show that to your postmaster. Also, file a grievance. Anything that's against the law is against your contract with your union. And so show that, contact the postal inspector, contact OSHA, contact your union, put a stop to this. If it happens to you, it's going to happen to a lot of other people that you work with, and that's unacceptable. I'm sorry that happened. And we're in Texas, Valerie. I'm from Texas, and as you know, everything in Texas is bigger, including Texas. So where do you live in Texas, Valerie? It's a fact.
That's his little line.
It's a fact.
Steve. Hey guys, went to doctor today about my knee. I have not missed work, but the doctor said it's arthritis. Should I file a CA1 or CA2 or both? You can't file both, right?
You can't file both, but if it's arthritis, that likely happened over 2 or more work shifts, so that would be a CA2. I can't imagine that there's a way that you got a arthritis off of a injury that happened in a single shift, so it's probably a CA2.
Maureen, yeah. We always bring on attorney Eric Blowers to discuss impairment rating and schedule award because that's his specialty. So I will schedule a time for him to come on sometime, April, and have him do a live with me there, and you'll hear the information. But what I'll do is I'll go ahead and tag you because he did 2 videos with us already on this subject, and I'll go ahead and tag you. And if he didn't answer any of your questions on those videos, you can just message Chris or I.
So 2 things, just real quick.
What is that?
Hold up. Yeah, so John, yes, I hope to see you at the World Series of Poker main event sometime.
Oh, is that what that is? I thought it was a union meeting.
Valerie, you live in Keller but work in Denton.
Oh.
I live in Denton and work everywhere but Denton. But if you need some help, give me a holler. I could probably help you out there.
We know somebody really, really, really good. Jerry, what's Jerry saying here?
So when an employee receives a modified job offer that violates specific restrictions on the CA-17, such as anything that violates the CA-17 should have a grievance filed on it, and take it back to your doctor, let them know what's going on. If your management insists on making medical decisions, please ask them to show you their medical license.
Yeah,
the CA-17 is a medical decision by a doctor.
You're welcome, Maureen.
Is there music playing when we sit quietly? You know, on the radio, they don't let this happen. All right, I need to get my paperwork together, but last year I hurt my left shoulder. Come to find out, it was my rotator cuff. The doctor denied me FMLA, along with saying I better find a lawyer. You better find a better doctor. Where are you located?
Yeah, let us know what city and state you're in.
Javon, where are you at? And let's see if we can get you to somebody who knows their whatever from a hole in the ground.
So while we're going to wrap stuff up here, I'm just going to tell you guys where our locations are. You're welcome, Steve. So we have Clearwater, Florida, Atlanta, Georgia, Montgomery, Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama, Memphis, Tennessee, Worcester, Massachusetts, Norwood, Massachusetts, Quincy, Massachusetts, and what is it, Woburn?
Coming soon.
Coming soon, Woburn, Massachusetts. So those are the 9 federal injury center places. I know Chris and I have said Ohio, Kentucky, and Louisiana, but it's a process. So it's not going to happen like in the next month or two. Please understand that. But
we have big plans.
Here. Yeah,
and
very
hopefully
big.
over the next few years, we will populate the planet with OWCP doctors.
Yeah. We're discussing things, and
we're really working on it.
Chris came up with a really great idea, and it's going to really work, and that way every single person is going to get taken care of.
Yeah, I'm really tired of folks in Iowa and Idaho not having doctors, and there's got to be a solution for that. I think we might have found one.
Oh, you're in Connecticut? You can drive over to our Boston office. We have a few patients from Connecticut that go into the Boston, so I can message you the 4 locations, and I can give you Tom. Tom's our partner in Massachusetts, and I'll give you his info, and you guys can connect, and he'll help you. He's just as good as Chris.
Yeah, and let me tell you, if Tom's talking, it's the same thing as me talking.
Yeah,
100%. He's never wrong, so you can definitely go there and trust Tom.
You guys want to be in Vegas?
Yeah.
Come on down, everyone.
I was looking around. There's no blackjack tables in this room, so we're probably going to wrap it up pretty soon.
So the only reason we're just shutting it down soon so we can go enjoy the rest of the night,
because
the rest
it's
of
Vegas.
the week. It's Vegas, yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
it is Vegas.
Yeah, West Virginia, Sue. Yeah, we don't have anything in West Virginia, but we do have Virginia and Rockville, Maryland.
We're getting closer. We're getting closer.
We're trying to get there. So those locations, plus Chris has trained doctors in Rockville, Maryland, Vienna, Virginia, Racine, Wisconsin, Indianapolis, Indiana, Chicago, Illinois, Tucson, Arizona. That's it. And Fort Myers, Florida. That's it. We don't have anybody else. That's all he's trained.
And you act like that's not a lot. It's kind of a lot.
It's not a lot. It's not a lot for these guys.
Veronica, we start at 9 Eastern Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Wednesdays, 8 Central, and as it turns out, 6 o'clock in Vegas.
Yeah. So my surgery was with New England surgeon.
Yeah. So, New England, Boston, that's New England. So, yeah, you could probably get up there and get your claim accepted.
We just wanted to say thanks again for all the sweet remarks that you guys tell us and how much we help you. I mean, this is our little weekend getaway, and we still came out. We'd had make sure that we were on for a little bit to answer all these questions, because I know that this is a situation. I read your posts all the time. I know you guys tag us all the time on this stuff, and we try to do as much as we can for you. There's just me. Understand, when you call the 877-787-OWCP, you're only going to get me. So if I'm on a call and I shoot you a text message, it's because I'm answering and I get backed up. So please be patient, and I do get through all of your calls.
Yeah, so Dawn, you're right. When work comp goes to your private insurance, it drives insurance costs up. I mean, what can I tell you? You're right. So yes, that's true. So, hey, everybody, thank you so much. It's been good talking to you from Las Vegas.
Yes.
And in about 5 minutes, I'm going to be sitting at a blackjack table. So,
and I'll be standing behind him or just pushing buttons on a slot machine.
Slots are for losers. Well, you're not a loser.
Anyway.
All right. So, anyways, have a good night.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
We'll see you guys next week.